Here we go. I don't know about the light on the webcam, but let's get into the truck. See, this is kind of a dark screen, so. And again, the encoder is lagging behind because problems. just get ourselves into the truck. I want to check out the sound levels too, because last time that was really shit. How much can you actually... I got my dog here now with me. The window capture in the bottom doesn't appear to be right. I need to change that. Let's see if we can't get that capture in the bottom there up and running. Does appear I need to run this in windowed mode in order to be able to do this, so I'm gonna have to go into the settings and reset that. Let's see if the whole thing crashes now. It did become extremely laggy and I lost my mouse, so... Ah, it's gone into weird mode. It doesn't want to live with when it's in windowed mode. It doesn't want to run with the whatever it's called, the bezel adjustments for the screen. So we're gonna have to run without the bezel adjust. Well, because now I can tab out and make the camera send everything okay, and I can keep control of the volume and everything well. Look at that. Now you got my 3 screens there in the bottom. There we go. Let's go over and pick up that load. I don't know. I need to sit. No. I was perfectly fine where I was. And I think I got the music and the game volume adjusted much better this time, so... Oh, I can't see the comments now. And it won't let me tab out now. Ah, there we go. That's not. That's still. That still looks like it's a little bit loud. I don't want to have to yell at anyone too. That looks like it's much better now. Parking brake off, and then let's go. I got my dog with me now. Got a little bit of things set up here with a Pepsi can and some snacks and stuff in the cab here, just to make it... Oh, it's the other way. Just to make it more of a cozy environment. Just so 3 years ago I did a summer vacation in the south of France, near Marseille, so when I saw that I could pick up this route and go down there, I thought that would be kind of funny. Also, I've got a different gearbox this time now. We changed that at the end of the last episode, and this gearbox is... Well, I don't know if funky is the right word, but it's different. And it's like there's a third split but I can't find the button for the third split. And there's a really insanely low first gear, like it's a super crawl gear. Oh, should use the blinkers. Should use the indicators, but I didn't. And for some reason there were two icons. So that's because you can get heavy load from this. So the new mod shows you places where you can get like the flatbed trailers with heavy loads. That's actually pretty cool. So the one that I had on the GPS was this one, and that one's going up to Sweden. We've been there, so let's change this into one of the long ones to challenge ourselves. There's also a lot of other trailers that you can change this into. The mod for these. Oh, there was the one with the cooler. And what's the difference between cooler liner, WA bash? That one has a lifted third axle on the rear, but so does that one's double. But the one that we want to run with is this one. This is the biggest one. Yeah, the absolute biggest one is of course the one that we want to go with. So now it comes up and shows me how good my truck would be at carrying this load. This is also new for 1.3. I think I haven't seen this before, but of course the way I have it set up is actually, it says it's not very maneuverable here, but it really is. And I've got, look now, instead of 420 I got 480 brake horsepower, so no problem. And I've got plenty of pulling power now to do this, so not gonna be that big of a problem. And I do not, now since I updated to 1.3 this afternoon, of course I lost the Pro Mods maps, so we're not gonna go anywhere that was in the Pro Mods. So that's north of the north part of Spain, some countries east of Poland, I think. They had those in the Pro Mods 2.2. Some part of Italy, I think, was in the Pro Mods 2.2 also. Ah, the dog's kind of in the way. There we go. The mod that I'm using for this to make it the tandem truck is called something tandem truck, tandem something. It's on the Steam Workshop. Yeah, just relax, dude. I'll be out of your way before you even get to me. Look, I got the knob of the steering wheel also. Need one on my wheel here though. I keep forgetting that's not fifth. It's so annoying. I should actually stop and show you how this gearbox is split up, because it's making me half insane. So Dresden, this was actually during the Second World War. I believe this town was something like almost completely destroyed and bombed by the Allies. it was just a pile of rubble. I believe there's some pictures going around with poor German people walking around in just ruins. But the thing about the gearbox now is I have to use the split button even more than I used to before. The way I had it set up before was just the one split was all the even gears and the other split was all the uneven gears. So I basically, for most of the time, just ran all the uneven gears. Only when I needed to like go up really steep inclines, I would have to use the different splits. But this one is like a gearbox for a heavy tow truck something. So it's got all of these insane, like one split is like straight from 8th to 10th. So when I hit the split button, it goes from 8 to 10. And then it's not 6 gear positions, gear lever positions anymore, it's only 5. The last gear lever position doesn't do anything anymore. So I got more gears and less positions and more splits, so it's really bugging me. Guys, I have to adjust again here to see the chat again. Sorry, something's moved over the chat here. What's out of hand, David? I don't understand. I'm watching the right rear view mirror here, the side mirror, to see the rear axle of the trailer, what that is, because we got another truck on our outside here to the left. But guys, it's 3-lane. You don't have to park out there and wait. You can just go in here. If you can just move along. The AI traffic in this game is sometimes, yeah, just sometimes. Sometimes they're really idiotic. Now I upped the instability of the trailer to a more realistic level now, so I'm not going to push that trailer as hard as I actually did in earlier videos. Don't know if David's watching anymore, but the last comment I got was, that shit is out of hand, Peter, and I don't know what you mean by that, David. I don't know what shit is out of hand. The only thing challenging about this right now is all these twisty German autobahns, which is not really to my liking with this large load. If some of you that are watching, can you please tell me if the audio level on the microphone and everything, like the music background and everything, is okay? if it's drowning out my microphone, if the microphone's too loud or whatever. Ah, yeah. Oh, thanks, David. I didn't catch that from what you wrote. Yeah, it's become more and more realistic, and there's more and more gearboxes. There's more and more updates. Like, people are really going. They're really going at it with all the different mods in the Steam Workshop. So both for this and for American Truck Simulator. Yeah, you know, some people are more into the American trucks like Max and Peter builds and stuff. I'm more into the European trucks, 'cause that's just where I live, and that's just what I understand. Oh, I need to look so much to the right to watch that chat. It's actually becoming a little bit dangerous driving this close to the guy in front. Yeah, the gearbox thing, David, I think it's because there's two splits and I only have one split button set up at the moment. So that's why it's bugging me. Because I think this one has like 3 crawler gears, so it's 1, 2, and 3 in like a super reduced mode. And I think they're in what is gear lever position 1. So I think that's a crawl 1, crawl 2, and a crawl 3 gear, depending on the split that you're using. So actually, really, with 3 splits, it would be actually easier with 2 gear levers, like one with 3 positions for each split, and then a second one for each of them, like, what would you call that, high shifts or whatever. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the ride. I'll try and make it as cozy and nice as possible. That's the whole point of it, is like to go together somewhere with some people on the chat and having a good time together. Now I need to change lanes, and there's a car coming from behind. Come on, get past me. There we go. That was a little bit stressful. Now the map size, I believe, is 110 scale. So all of the signs, all of the exit, the roadways, and everything, they're just way shorter than they would be in real life. I also need some kind of indicator mod. I don't know if is it possible to buy like a USB attachment for an indicator. Oh, guy's parked down here. Doesn't understand how to get out onto the road. See, that's like crawl 1, and then when I push this split, it switches into what there might be 2 crawl gears and a first gear in this position. Then this one is 4th and 2nd and 4th, and there might be another split for 3rd. I really need to set that up. Let's take the time to do that right now when we're parked behind this guy anyway. Somewhere where I select something for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd gear here. That might not be in here, that might be in the... It's... Oh, sorry. It's in the control settings, yeah. So we got it down here. So we got reverse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gear chooser or gear split, gear selector 1 and gear selector 2 is, I need that to be there. Alright. See if that helped. So I got like position 1, first gear here, crawl 1, crawl 2, yeah, and then first. Nice. Could you? Move it, Buster. Listen, he's never gonna get out of there. He just doesn't understand it. I'm gonna carefully back this up as much as I... Oh, there we go. I understand all these gears now. See, I'm indicating out, so he's gonna stop and let me out. That's what he should have done. Just start driving slowly. And then people will let you out. On our way again. No, that wasn't right. We need to go to 10 down here. There we go. Wow, the split thing here is really super. This will freak me out, man. When I learn to drive this, I can't drive anything else after that. So 10 is the last gear on this position. And now I really need to find somewhere to sleep. There's a stop in like 500 meters, so... That's the good thing about being on the German Autobahn. There's always a next rest stop, like, right ahead. So, do we have any more splits in this? We got 8, 10, 8 and 9. And then we need to go up here. Like 11 and 12 is here. Okay. You know what? We might as well fuel while we're here. And I need to go to 5 right now. Yeah. Part of it is also getting kind of, you know, like in a real truck, like getting the feel for what gear you're supposed to hit at what speed. Because you will kind of... Oh, sorry, starter. And then stop that indicating. And then not crawl 1, first gear, and then parking brake off. And now to park and sleep here, I'm going to have to do something really weird. I'll go up to the fence here and park somewhere like here. And then I'll need to uncouple the tandem trailer. And now we can have some sleep. And then I'll need to start the truck, of course. There we go. It's low air pressure warning. Then I'll need to couple back on the tandem trailer. Release the parking brake, and I think even though it's warning, I think we still have enough to release the brakes. And because if you don't know, trucks run on air brakes, and they actually work like in reverse of what you might think. It's huge. It's actually huge springs that are activating the brakes, and then you need air pressure to kind of pressure up the brakes and release the brakes. So you're not using air pressure to brake, you're using air pressure to release the brakes. I know some people might find that like the reverse of what you would think, but that's the way it is. Now would you please stop with the warning? There we go. We really need to get out there because this lane is ending. God, don't even think about it, buddy. Please read the traffic. Even though you're an AI, please read the traffic, and you know, like when you can see that the inside lane is ending, maybe let the guy out. Luckily, the AIs don't get like a road rage and stuff like that. They just drive like they don't have a head, or they don't give a rat's ass about you. Back onto the cruise control. Yeah, so if you don't have air pressure on a truck, you can't drive anywhere. That'll be like having the parking brake on, fully on all the time. It's the same way with trains. I actually think that the system on trucks is kind of borrowed from trains because they do exactly the same. Only on a train it's like there's some kind of bypass system or something, because if you get like on a truck, if there's a leak in the air system, of course it's a problem, because then one truck is going to stop and you're going to be stuck wherever if your compressor can't keep up the air pressure for the brakes, you're going to be stuck where you stop. But if that happens on a train, it's an entire train with like where I don't know how many cars there could be in a train, but it could be a lot, and that will just be solidly parked somewhere. So I think they have some kind of bypass system that allows them to kind of run the air pressure by a car that doesn't have brakes. Right? I don't know exactly how it works on trains, but it's the same principle at least. Look at version 1.3, they got this new icon up here, so when it auto-saves, it's actually an animated icon that comes up. Oh, steep incline, better be ready. There's an icon now that says auto-save, so... Steep incline. Scania power. You can set up this up to like a super realistic way, so that you have to use the clutch and stuff like that for the gears shifts to even work. So if you got like kids that want to learn how to drive and like want to learn how to behave in traffic, this is actually a pretty good simulator for that. it's exactly the same things that you don't have kind of the feel of the mechanics, and you can do gear shifts too fast. But actually, if I do like a really fast gear shift, it will complain and it'll grind the gearbox. Like if I try and downshift too fast now, it's in neutral and I can't need to shift back into neutral, do the clutch, and then let it slip back into the gear, and then slowly release the clutch again. Then it grabs on instead of just grinding the gears. But there are none of the trucks that run today in real life. I don't think you can find a single truck that doesn't have a fully automatic gearbox. It is just... Hey. What? Apparently my truck is so damaged that the engine just went out. I didn't know. I did have a car T-bone me from the side, a car that came out from a light crossing. And apparently he thought that it was okay to run a red light, so he just T-boned me into the side. That might be where I got the damage from. Watch out, this guy's turning. Might be slowing down suddenly. There we go. That might be where the damage is from. But you can't see damage in the game. This truck doesn't get scratched or anything like that. Too fast. Actually, one thing that's nice about the cruise control is that it's using the retarder, automatically activating the retarder to slow down the truck. Yeah, we need to get off there. And you will learn to like watch your mirrors and stuff like that. So it's actually from a driving sim point where you say you need to teach kids or teenagers how to drive cars. This wouldn't actually be that bad for it. I know there's another driving sim called something like City Driving or something that actually simulates real cars that you can actually use for this. It's got all the AI traffic and everything like this one does. So it's just for learning to drive around town. This is definitely not your average Scania gearbox. It also, when I selected it last time I did the updates, it also like went from very, very low on the heavy load characteristics or skills or performance level or what you want to call them. It went like from very low to very high. But I really, really wanted to fit it with the second rear axle. I wanted to drive on that one too, so it would be a 2x4, but couldn't really afford it. So we're gonna have to wait on that. And since we can't get back to Iceland and we can't go up to it's the northern part of Norway, like in this in the Scandinavia DLC. It might be. Oh, now we're below 1,000 kilometers to go, and that's 1/10 scale, so it will take us very much shorter than it would take to drive 1,000 kilometers in real life. We'll speed a little bit without the police doing anything about it. I think kind of like 5 kilometers more than the speed limit is kind of there. That's where it triggers them. So if I go 84, they won't do anything about it. That's also something that changed in like the last 3 or 4 months. Or is it longer than that? Yeah, I think it's longer ago, but it changed so that when you get a speeding ticket, there's an actual police car that shows up behind you. So they actually kind of pull you over. Supposed to simulate you being pulled over like you would be in real life. The dog's pretty happy. Whoa, you are coming in really fast, dude. German Autobahn. Gotta watch your mirrors. Guys in the outside lane could be approaching at like 300 kilometers per hour. Crazy. Crazy people. There's not really much challenge to this. This is just, well, it looks like we're gonna go up a steeper incline. Try and look to the left here. We've got some massive hills going on out there. Now watch out I don't hit the guy in the outside lane. It made a huge difference with the new engine. This is 60 more horsepower and the 100 Newton meters more in torque. It just made a massive difference to the way the truck drives. It just has so much more pulling power now. I hope it's right in this. This looks like somewhere I could remember from real life. All the turns and the stuff. Don't know what the area is called in Germany. Oh, police car. Better stay below the speeding limit then. Don't speed, don't speed. Ah, Alps. Look at that, big mountains. A little bit of fog in the air here. On the right, not so much on the left. Don't know what that's about. It looks kind of misty looking out. Now it's disappearing. Wow, haven't seen that before. That must be a new effect. And the sunlight's coming in and hitting the tablet here, so it's just completely white now. But it can't get in through the cap, so how is that even possible? Sunlight can't get in through the back of the cab, like... No. But it looks like these interior things, some of them are picking up light that's just shining right through the cabin. That's what makes it look unrealistic. Not to mention my dog here, Ray, who's actually more like maybe a stuffed dog. Quick gear change. So we shouldn't be in this lane. We should quickly go out while it's clear, out into this lane. I was just speeding a little bit too much there. I was kind of getting stressed. I needed to break that down without starting to go too slow, while watching for oncoming traffic from behind. I actually promised I would try out some Christmas beers while doing this. I might do that another time, not today for sure. But if you have any good Christmas beers to recommend, I would like to know. Then I'll try and see if I can get some of them, test them out, have a taste. Not to drive intoxicated, just to like have a good Christmas beer. Instead of always drinking the Monster energy drink. There's a hot air balloon right there. Wow. What have you... That's pretty nice. Guys, I gotta check out the chat again because something's definitely gone wrong again. So, little pause. Let's enable that, and then as a service message, let's just have that one in there. So we can go on. Ah, lost the gear. When I press escape and go out of the game, it just completely loses the gear. But it doesn't do it instantly. It's like when you want to choose the next gear, it just goes into neutral. So it stays in the gear that it's in. But then when you try and change, it just goes into neutral. I don't know why. God, I'm good on the resting, so let's not worry too much about that. I did, though, try to fit bigger tanks on this truck, but for some reason that doesn't have an effect on how much diesel I've got on it, because it's already half empty, or half full if you want to go that way. But since it's using diesel, I would say half empty is the correct term. Some kind of big industry with a huge portal crane over there. Getting out into the outside lane, that wasn't. So, going into Switzerland. See you, Germany. Look, lane hogger. Just blocking the blue car there. Oh. I can see why he would be out there then. Could you guys, like, please go 80 at least? Okay, we need to turn right up here. 6 will do. No, it won't. Fifth will do, and that's not enough. Rear axle is gonna hit the inside barrier. No? We're clear. Yeah. Phew! That was a little bit too intense for my liking. Still trying to learn these gears. It's actually still pretty hard for me to understand the double splits and all of that. Dude, like, I need to be in the outside lane, like right about braking now. Please don't block me. Oh my god. These AIs. They are just not about giving anyone any room, are they? They just really don't care. Look at that guy. What? Dude, I need to be out there. Don't! Oh, you belittling idiot. Oh my god. What do you think indicators mean, dude? Why would you start to overtake a truck in the middle of a lane change? Why? Unless you really want to be an asshole. That cost me another 400 euros. I would so much like to ram your little shit Touran Volkswagen shit car right now. Idiot. Is to just do it fast, isn't it? Just like change the lane, just don't try to be careful, just rip it out there. I believe if they hit the back of my truck, I believe they will get like the full responsibility. So if I just go, as soon as he's by, I just go out there. Now that's not a very nice way to drive. So Switzerland, it's supposed to be in the Alps, isn't it? It's pretty flat around here. So there must be a lot of flat parts of Switzerland. I've only been in Switzerland once, and that was in the night. It was completely dark. But there was a lot of mountains in the part where I was. Definitely not flat like here. Yes, it has a proper exit. Now that's what an exit is supposed to be like, so you don't have to change into the outside lane to avoid taking the exit. Customs? No, we don't use that, Frank. No customs. I had nothing to declare. On my way. Hello, Mr. Customs Officer. No, I have nothing to declare. I'm only like carrying 29 tons of milk powder. That's dry milk powder, 29 tons. So we're actually, total weight, we're above 50 tons this time. This is the heaviest This is the heaviest I've driven with the 24-meter tandem combination. Oh, speeding badly. It's not too bad. Yeah, that's how trucks stop. Not that I need to fuel, but I need a rest. You can see here the blue icon down here is almost full. When it's all gray, you're all good, but now it's full and I need to come in and have a rest. We are just a little over halfway. Oh, the exit is here already. That is gonna have me apply the brakes like crazy. Might as well take the chance. Stop the truck. Might as well fuel while we're at it. Now this is a little more than your usual 367.33 liters at a price of 489 euros. That's a little bit more than your usual family saloon. This time we've got some very, very nice sidings here to park on. Let's go all the way up. Now, if this was a simulation of a real-life truck stop parking place in like Europe or Denmark or anyway, this would be absolutely brimful of Eastern European trucks and you couldn't get a parking spot anywhere. That's just the level of stuff being transported through Europe these days. Ah, nighttime driving. Great. Air brake warning again. Ah, let's release the brakes so we can drive. No one's coming. Is the inside lane clear out here? Looks like it. Let's get out there fast then. Let's do 8. And then second split button is 9. And then first split button again, and that's 10th. Now we need to move the lever. That'll be 12th, then first split. Nope, it just doesn't want to split right now. There we go, second split button, that's down to 11. First split again, and that's up to 12th. That's top gear. On cruise control. 481 kilometers. I guess that would be about 20 minutes or so. Roughly. If it's even that much. Oh, these guys are almost parking up here. Oh, there's a separate speeding zone here with different speed limit because it was a tight turn. But that was only for cars. That was only if you were going above 100 kilometers per hour. Oh, tight turn. Oh. That was just beginning to introduce some kind of, like, I don't know if it's understeer or oversteer, but it's understeer on the trailer. It actually feels like it's pushing the rear out on the truck, so. They're really slowing down now. What's the point? Whoa. What was the whole point of that? I have no idea what that was about. Sometimes they say, and they were all kind of in it, like they all slowed down like unreasonably low. Because it wasn't like a 60 zone or anything, it was just slowing down from 100 to 80, but they were way below 80. We need to head off here and go towards Geneva. So let's not pick up any more speed. In fact, let's go to 10. Yeah, I'm beginning to get this gearbox now. And then I can go to 9. No, I can go to 9. Yeah, like that. And then I can go to 8. And then I can go to 7. And I can go to 6. 5. Wow. No. You need to keep pulling. Keep momentum, please. If I stop here, I'm pretty much convinced I can't get it going again. There we go. That was just me not being fast enough, because I knew where the gears were. Let's not go into crawl. Let's stay. No one's coming from that direction. Bus from. I can't see anything for you, Ray. Come on, dog. Lie down when I'm at intersections, please. Come on, 5. There we go. And I want to hit 8. Yeah, there we go. Not getting it completely yet, but it's getting better. Wow, tight left turn coming up. Going into France. Watch out that no one's coming. Guy from the opposite direction. Doesn't matter. We've got a lot of insight on the road here. 8, yeah. And the first split to go back to 10. Doing the gearbox thing. High beam. So we can see something. And then put it into 8 here, so that when we go up, it hits 11. A lot of tight, twisted turns there. This might actually be coming into the northwestern part of the Alps here. This might actually have been pretty nice if it was like in the daytime. Oh, sorry, high beam. They'll actually flash their lights. The AIs will flash their lights at you if you're driving towards them with the high beam on. It's a 50 km/h speed zone here, that's why I'm slowing down. I don't like those speeding tickets. Please lift that 50. So we're now going towards Lyon. Come on, lift the speeding limit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 50 is just too slow, man. There we go. High beam, come on. We are really going uphill now. I need to do that. I can move the gear lever fast enough, but I have to let it like click into. Oh, sorry. I have to let it like click into gear before I do. Before I release the clutch again. Otherwise, I'll just grind the gear. And we're having a little bit of engine trouble. I think we got our own little convoy here, since I can't really go as fast as they might want me to. I'm gonna go over that bridge. Watch it not to hit the inside there with the rear end of the truck. So the two splits do actually simulate like a third gear lever. So you can't go straight from split 1 to split 3. And I only got 2 buttons to like control the splits with, so it's actually pretty confusing. Since it feels like the way it does it is by simulating another 3 position switch. So I have one split button that actually like moves that from the fully forward position to the fully backward position. And then one that moves it to the middle position, but moving it to the middle position can only be done from the fully forward position. So you can't move directly. Say you have the main shifter in the position that's 8, 9 and 10. You cannot go directly from 10 to 9. You'll have to go down to 8 and then use the middle shift to go back up to 9. So the first, it's got three gears for each position, and you can't go directly from the longest gear. Oh, we need to turn here. Whoa, can I get this? Grinding the gears. Second is absolutely correct here. Watch out that rear trailer doesn't hit the inside. There we go. And then don't use the high beam out here. And then to do it like correctly, I have to go down to 8th and then back up to 10th again. Just have to get that printed into my head, but when I get this, I'm not going to be able to operate any other gearboxes. I have to shift gears like this. I have to use a double split. Sorry. So we're in Lyon now. Been here actually 3, 4, 5 times in real life, I think. Town's much bigger in real life than it is here in 1/10 scale. We were just touching the outskirts of the town. I've got something in my throat that's really nagging me right now. And in France, on the highways or autobahns or freeways or whatever you want to call them, you actually have permission to go 90 in a truck. So let's get some speed. Let's build up some speed. And the truck is electronically limited to to 90. So when I hit 90, it won't do it won't do more than that. You can roll faster when you're going downhill, but you can't accelerate to more than 90. Oh, highways, freeways, motorways in France are, some of them some of them are not toll roads, but most of them are. Oh, we need to go through over here. Guys, please watch out. There we go, 5th. 6. Back to 5 and up to 7. That's really weird. Oh, guys, I'm taking on the inside. I hate that. It always happens at these toll road situations. Then 9. Then back to 8 and up to 10. And I don't really have much more to drink. Oh. And right behind the police, that he's thinking I'm driving drunk. Ha! Hey there, Coral Phyllis. It's middle of the night here, so like 5 past midnight, and you're wearing sunglasses, I see. Well, it's not to Marseille. It's not much further, so the trip will be ending pretty soon, and most of it through like the Swiss, the western Swiss Alps was. Oh, so you're a Danish guy, okay. So most through most of the Swiss, like western Swiss Alps, was actually in the night time. So that was where it was supposed to be like pretty and stuff for this trip. Didn't see any of that shit. It was just black on black. Just the tarmac ahead. Not really much challenge to this trip. I hope when they bring in the oh my god, that float. I hope when they bring in the Italian mod here on the 5th of December, I hope that has more like small roads and stuff like that, because it's okay and fast to get from point A to point B to do the freeways, but it's much more interesting doing the small roads and the challenging drives. So I'm driving one of the newer Scania Tandem trucks. I think it's R32 or something, with a 480 brake horsepower engine and a really weird like 3-split for each gearbox with only 5 gear positions. Got that modded just yesterday. I'm just getting used to having 3 splits on each gear. Yeah, I hope so too. It's nice with the freeways when you get through like pretty terrain and stuff like that, but you don't usually do. It's just for getting fast from A to B. You should see some of the stuff that I did the other day in the Pro Mods Iceland, but I can't do Iceland anymore since they updated to 1.3 and the Pro mods mod obviously doesn't work anymore. And I'm guessing they're waiting on changing that until the Italy DLC is out. Looking forward to that. The French area DLC was actually very good. I think I did some streaming from the French area in like the springtime, or was that? Yeah, I think it was like springtime. And we were down. I used the Pro mods also then, and we were down by. We were down in the Pyrenees, all the way down to Andorra, and coming through Andorra was actually pretty nice. I wouldn't want to go through Andorra with like a double trailer. That Andorra route there, the pass through the Pyrenees, was crazy, and it was very, very pretty. Got a lot of screenshots from that also. Oh, now comes the traffic chaos. Really, I want to be on the absolute outside lane here. It's going to take me through the fastest. No one on the inside. I can go all the way over. This we need to get up here and go towards Marseille instead of toward Nice. Actually, in real life, in this area around here, they do like the Monte Carlo rally in is it January or February? Oh, engine breakdown. Oh, thanks. I worked like, I think I've tried something like 8 or 10 different Scania V8 sound mods until I got this one. That's actually not too. Well, some of them are just like, yeah, it's just they just go way overboard on like the straight pipe noise. This is just moderate, kind of in between. Sounds like, but I think it sounds kind of more realistic as a straight pipe truck with V8 Scania would sound from inside the driver's cab. So yeah, I know it sounds realistic. I know. I definitely know what a straight pipe Scania V8 sounds like. My dad's been a truck driver for 40 years or something. I think he drove Scanias for like 30 of them. Only 14 kilometers to go, and we'll be done. I'm really angry about, since there were so many people like earlier commenting on the Facebook chat, and since Restream won't pick up the Facebook chat anymore, that's actually, well, it's just not as entertaining when you can't chat across the different platforms. Need to remember we got that 24 meter load this time. It's not not just a little truck with a trailer. Oh, very fast. Whoa! Haven't noticed that before. That wasn't there before. Like when the engine cuts out now, you can feel like the steering wheel go very heavy, like the steering servo cuts out, or steering assistance cuts out. That was really nice. That's new for 1.3. Definitely. I have not felt that before. It's like the steering wheel just suddenly goes to maximum resistance in the force feedback. And the reason I didn't feel it before when the engine cut out, because of the little damage I got, was probably because we were going straight on the Dude! What the fuck? Did it? The other truck was just trying to overtake me on the entrance into the roundabout. What the hell? That cost me another 400. Oh, god damn it. I don't know. I wouldn't look for 3 screens. I would go for VR instead. If I had the choice again, I would sell my 3 screens at any time to get out of the Vive or the Oculus instead of this. I know it looks impressive when you look at it right now, but being in VR and having the depth perception of things is just... It's just gaming on a whole different level, something that you can't really... Well, you won't know what it is until you tried it. And definitely for racing, for sim racing, I would... Well, you don't need 3 screens when you have VR. There's no use for that. You don't need a screen because you want to do desktop stuff. If you're video editing or something like that, maybe doing like websites and coding like I do, then 3 screens is really, really nice. Grinding the gears again. Oh, we might get into trouble now. Because I need the entire roundabout. And damn it! You fucking idiot! And that was even the police? Oh my god. So a police car cut me off in a roundabout. And I got it on stream. I'm gonna contact French police and tell them, what the hell are you guys doing in this game? I know that's not gonna work. It's just funny. That's just kind of labor intensive for my computer. Something's struggling to keep up right now, and I don't think it's my graphics card, because that should be able to handle this easily. entrance point to the company where I'm supposed to deliver this. There we go, in there. That's gonna be really exciting to see if, like, the front part of this, like if the truck itself can fit in there ahead of the unloading point. Luckily, since they brought in the double trailers into the game, they have changed all of the loading and unloading points for doubles. So if your truck and load is registered as a double, you will not have to reverse up to any of these unloading points. You just have to find somewhere and go. Try and park the truck as straight as possible. So that was another 1500. Let's see if we can fit in here. I think it's straight enough. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna have trouble reversing out of here, so we need to go as far back as I possibly can here. Yeah, and if you like general gaming and everything taken into consideration, the HTC Vive would definitely be the best option, because it's got like the good hand controllers and all that kind of stuff, and like the room thing. So if you set it up like in front of your television or in an area with a lot of space, you can walk around and do like real VR stuff. But for racing and gaming in front of your computer, I would definitely go with the Oculus instead, just mainly because it's cheaper, and the only thing you really need is a pair of good VR goggles with a good head tracking on it, and that's what the Oculus is. So I'll go for that. Engine off, parking brake, and decouple. Got to a new level, didn't I? Yeah, leveled up. So last time I leveled up, we did more of the long distance loads, because that's good for streaming with kind of the 1 hour, 1.5, 2 hour broadcasts. And now, what should we do? Fragile or valuable might be the two best options. The next step is gonna save me another 5%. So the first step saves you 10%, and then it's just 5% from that. And we don't have a particularly large diesel tank on this truck. That might actually be a good option. Save some money, but then again, diesel, the amount they pay us per delivery is just very much higher. So on-time delivery, I used to be pretty good at that on time, and this is what I think has the biggest bonuses. Rank 3, it says like plus 9% higher, 3% increase. And then to do the quick deliveries is 15% more reward. So that's the best way to make more money, I think. Let's level up on that. And there's some new parts. New 560 brake horsepower, but that's just a Euro 5. We really need some of those Euro 6. There we go, Euro 6 580 brake horsepower engine. comes in 2 different versions. This one has more torque at a wider RPM range, so that's definitely a very good engine. Are we at like, we're at like 480 now, so that's 100 more horsepower and I think almost 500 more Newton meters of torque. That would be a very, very good upgrade to this truck. See what have we got on the bankroll right now? 34,000, so we could actually buy that engine. Maybe we should look for a repair shop and try and buy that. We definitely need right now to head over to and look for somewhere to take a nap. Oop. Like I said, I was gonna have trouble. This actually has steering on the rearmost axle. So I used to be able to cut corners like, it has a quite small turning circle. Well, I saw a post from a guy that was gaming on a 1080 Ti graphics card, and for some reason he claimed that he was able to run a triple screen 4K resolution on that and still have like 75 FPS in Assetto Corsa on that system. Somehow I just don't exactly believe that. I'm running like a 1070. What is happening with the gears? I keep forgetting that I have this weird gearbox. I have a 1070 card on this, and this is like, not because I'm streaming or anything, cause that runs on mostly on the CPU right now. This struggles when I get into the larger cities, even without me streaming. I can just see the frame start to chop. Like it. I don't, if you count it total, it's not like it's below 30 FPS, but it just has these small little glitches where it, for like half or a quarter of a second, just has no FPS. It's just more like frame drops instead of lags. But that might also be this game that's not particularly optimized. I think it's actually still running like DirectX 9, and they haven't upgraded this for DirectX 11 yet. As soon as they do that upgrade, it's gonna be much better. This town here actually has a really, really good like French feel to it. Like the whole, just the industry buildings and the houses and everything, it just like, it looks like being in France. I think it's the game just not optimized. It's just still running DX9. And I've seen also like some of the other guys that I follow on YouTube who streams this, like Squirrel and other guys, they also get it, especially with the pro mods when they get into like large cities and populated areas. Squirrel has complained about it like several times. the game's just not optimized for current hardware. It's optimized for hardware that's 5 years old now. You might actually get something like a 3-year-old graphics card, like a 980, something like that, and get the same in a triple screen resolution as you do with like a 1080 card. You might get the same frame rate. So, upgrades. Engine wise, there was supposed to be a Euro 6 with 400 or 580 brake horsepower in here, but I really don't see that. All I see is a Euro 5 with 560. Those engines might only be available to other kind of chassis or something like that. That might be the reason why it is not here. So, because I'm switching or trading in the old engine, I can get this engine with like 50 more kilowatts and 200 more Newton meters in a wider RPM range. I can get that for 10,000. Heavy goods, mountain driving. It's all good, man. All good. And then let's get the gearbox and stuff repaired so that we don't have to like drop all those little things. And repair those 13%. So we don't have to restart the engine all the time. Let's find us another load. Anywhere particular you guys feel like? Well, that's a weird sound now. Oh, we're in a 6-cylinder engine now. It's not a V8 anymore. Oh my god. Or is it? Is this just a bigger V8? What the hell? Engine sound is just all new. I don't recognize this. Is this really my truck? Did I get... What happened? It's definitely sounding different now. Anybody? No, we can make that. I know I can't make that when I'm in 5th. Yeah, god damn it. Whoa. Where did he come from? Now I'm just going. This is sounding... I'm sorry, but this is sounding awful right now. Let's go up here and have a rest. To me, this is sounding really weird right now. It was so much nicer before. Engine off. Does sound really, really realistic when it's like idling, but let's try and idle it again. Don't know if you guys can hear that idling sound. But that's just super realistic. That, however, doesn't sound very good. That actually sounds really, really weird. Well, parking brake off. Let's... Watch out not to hit that car. I don't have any... Well, maybe we should have taken the other road, but... I don't have many more places to explore or streets to explore in this town. Is there a garage up here? Anyway, let's just go to the job market and find something to haul. Maybe isolate that to things in Marseille, because otherwise we'll be driving all over Europe to pick up stuff. Of course, all this has to be some of the tandem trailer stuff. So which one's the longest? This one that's all the way up into England. And I don't like going into England, although I had kind of an idea about going up to Scotland, that I really wanted to do that. None of these take me up there. Is like the short routes here. Where do they go? That's to Nice. We could do that along the Riviera. That might actually be really nice. Do we have any of these going the opposite direction, like into some of the new French? There we go. That's along the Pyrenees. That actually looks like it could be pretty interesting. 14 tons of steel is not very heavy either. Let's do that one. That could be a nice little short trip to test out this new engine. Damn it, dog. Get down. You're blocking my vision so badly. This runs through the gears like I don't even need any splits anymore. This has so much more power. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's all the way back down where we came from by the harbor. All the portal cranes and the container stuff here. That was actually not visible when we arrived here in the morning. Nice, we can have... maybe we should refuel now before we pick up the load. So, parking brake on. these AIs, they drive like fucking monsters. What's the deal, dudes? He's gonna overtake me. He's gonna try and overtake me on the outside. I'm not gonna let you get, you fucking idiot. Did you just buy your driving license in a vending machine, you? Holy. Well, for a DX9 game or DirectX 9 game, I think they've pushed the graphics to very much the limit of what's possible there. Dude, there's no one in the roundabout. Could you please just drive? Stay in there. Well, that's the sound when you're on the throttle or on the accelerator. It doesn't actually sound that bad. It sounds like a straight pipe V8 would sound if you had the windows down. But off the throttle, man, it's so weird. It doesn't sound like anything. To me, it doesn't even really sound like an engine. Oh, sorry, we need to reverse back and pick up the job. So we pick up the trailer. Hello, paperwork guy. You have a job here for me. And what kind of trailer should we go with? One of the big long ones again, or a smaller, shorter one? All the way up here in the light end, we have this 2-axle standard sort of tandem setup trailer. We got the one with the double rear axle, double fronts and double rears, and then the fully long 24-meter thing. You know what? We're gonna go with a small one this time. Pick up that job. Wow, this has a lot of power. The torque on this one is like insane. Let's just take a look at this from the outside. I believe. So that's the rear axle up. And now that we're loaded, it's supposed to be down, yes. It doesn't look half bad, does it? It's pretty decent. Let's get going. Need to get out of Marseille here. When we get out of town, that's actually probably the first like 50 kilometers already done. need to watch out, even though it's not 24, it's still 18 meters. This thing is still 18 meters long right now, so it's a full 3 meters longer than a normal trailer setup, and it's still gonna bite you when you cut the corners if you cut them too much. Wow, that was close. Well, we avoided. We avoided it. This whole environment just feels so French to me. That they actually really capture the atmosphere of the different countries and the buildings and just the layout and stuff like that. Like, I could even go around and take pictures of different places in like Europe, and then from kind of the atmosphere, the vibe I got of the screenshot in this game, I think I could still like use my like real life experience from how things look in those places. I would still, you know, guess the right country at least 80% of the time, I think. So taking a screenshot like this, I would immediately guess at either Belgium or France. And it's just the way the buildings look that makes me say that. Oops, sorry, wrong indicator side. Since it's on the steering wheel, and when the steering wheel is on its head, it's not really that easy to figure out. Sorry, that's down here, and then 8 is there. When the steering wheel is on the head, the indicators that I got on the steering wheel here are, of course, reversed, so it's kind of a situation to figure out. Big roundabout, this one. I take this one in 8th gear. Don't think I've been in any roundabouts that I could stay in 8th gear. Like all the way around. And look at the horsepower. Up the hill, 8th gear, and it's barely losing any. It's barely losing any revs. Wow. Oh, sorry. I wanted to go to 10. Oh. I'm still somewhere in my head. I'm stuck in the old odd and even split gearbox. France all the way, so on the freeway we go like 90 kilometers per hour. It just keeps on pulling. Not even lost 10 kilometers per hour yet up this hill. Well, there was this kind of calculation for fuel economy, like whether it was more fuel economic to have a bigger engine that had more torque and then go lower revs than it is to have a smaller engine that you have to run at higher revs to produce the same energy output. And it's actually vastly more fuel economic to have the big engine run lower RPM, because that just uses the energy in the fuel so much more efficient than running high revs in any engine. The more revs you have, the less fuel economy you will have. So bigger engines with bigger engines that can produce more power at lower revs, those are always more fuel economic. So like now, instead of changing to a lower gear and using more revs to produce more energy to climb out here, I'll just use the torque instead and use the same fuel. I know we probably need to go all the way out here to the outmost one. Can we get by this in... Oh. Go like 5 here. Yeah. 5, 7. The middle split here to go to 9 here. And then I want to go to... move inside in the lanes here. And then low gear here, low split to go to 11 up there. Yeah. Still needs a bit of reps before it really starts pulling. Back on the cruise control. And hopefully we will soon. It's only 600 kilometers, so it's like a 20-minute trip. Hopefully we will be getting onto some of the Montpellier. Yeah, should be getting onto some of the smaller roads pretty soon. But then again, it's going to be evening and dark when we get onto the smaller roads. I don't think I've calculated this wisely. This is not well thought out. payment booth, a toll booth. I need to avoid hitting the police here. What was it? 5th gear. Try and roll through in 6th. Yeah, we can do that. Then low split for that should be 8th. And then low split for that should be 10. Toulouse, yeah. And then finally 12 when we get a little bit more speed. Again, just like looking at the vegetation, all the pines and stuff like that immediately has me guessing like it's either the south of Threads or somewhere in Spain. Somewhere in Spain near the Pyrenees, but that actually tends to be, if you're not up in the mountains, it tends to be a little bit drier until you get either near the Pyrenees or you get like down towards Portugal or the northern coast. This just pulls, man. In 12th gear, it's just... There's not much gear changing that I have to do right now when we're on the highway. Truck here from the outside. I'm not really a fan of doing this while I'm driving, but I think this is a pretty safe place. Pin-up lady there on the mud flaps of the trailer. Sound from out here is not actually too bad. Let's try and go down some gears to get some more revs. More turbo whine. Oh, toll booth coming up. I really need to get out here. Doesn't actually sound that bad from the outside. pretty good from the outside, but there's definitely some different sounds going on from the outside to the inside. It's not the same. It does sound like it is here at the high RPMs, but how far have we got now? 508? I can make that without even sleeping. 6 hours left. It's not going to be 6 hours. I have 110 scale of this. It's supposed to be something like 40 minutes, so it's not even going to be that. It's 382 minutes, that's 38 minutes at 110 scale, but it's not going to be that long, I don't think. Whoa, there was one car on the inside there. Mister, watch out. When will we get into some more interesting terrain? I think now is the time. This is really nice, driving into the sun. I actually think this looks kind of nice. We could do with some more scenic landscape around here, but we'll have to make do. Little rays of sunlight coming into my front screen and sparkling on my coffee cup here. Does actually look rather nice. There's a castle over there. Big castle. This is a proper photo op. We are going to have to stop the game right about here and then go into Picture Studio. Back. Do a good picture here with the truck in front of the castle. A bit more angle on that. That's not half bad. Don't have that much blur, please. Just a little. To make that. Is that like really close or really far? That should be. I was just watching the power lines here, see to make them as smooth as possible. That's a pretty nice photo, I would say. Let me do it from like more from behind and get the sun and the castle in the same frame here. Maybe from a little bit higher. With the wines and the castle and the sun and everything here. That's really nice. That is quite nice looking. I think that is about all that we can extract from that little situation. Achievement landmark tour. Yay! We saw a landmark. I've seen a lot of landmarks now in this game. I've been around. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's actually a public photo album on my Facebook page with like screenshots from different places in the games, because I'm pretty amazed that they managed to make a DirectX 9 game look this good. Like, there's just so many scenic places that you can go and visit. Look at the sunset here. Beautiful, beautiful red sky. Almost makes me feel like I want to take on my sunglasses here. Coming up on another toll booth. Let's just say I know from experience that I need to go to the outside lane. And really we don't this time. Let's just stay in the middle here. Oh, whoa, that's too many revs. That's damaging the engine. So that's the first really, really big misshift I've had with this gearbox. Yep. I'm actually pretty proud of that. I've messed around and been like taking way too much time to hit the gears that I want, but I haven't done a misshift as big as that before. So that's Toulouse in there on the right. Once when I was a very little kid, like some 32, 33 years ago, I was down here in Toulouse with my dad to pick up a load of Golden Delicious apples at an apple farm. I remember that's the first time that I can actually remember like tasting the fresh Golden Delicious apples. That was just an experience in itself, very sweet and very tasty. I can remember me and my sister being amazed at how big the apples were, because of course at that age I think we were like 3 and 4 years old. I think the size of the apple was like the size of our head, so an apple was like a meal in itself. Bordeaux, that's where all the good red wine comes from, right? So we're not going to Limo, we're going towards Bordeaux instead. Oh, this has been a pretty long drive for me too now, so I'm getting pretty tired. Like, could you not pull out in front of me, dude? Yeah, you need more horsepower, don't you? To pull a load like that up a hill. Ah, I remember. Like in the beginning of this game, in this career, I had like the Scania T model, the long nose one, and I started that with an engine of 320 horsepower and nearly no torque at all. It was like horrible. Any kind of hill that I met, I would just struggle to go up that. Like, now I don't even have to change gear. It's just 12th gear and just muscling on. 235 kilometers. I bet you I can make that without taking a rest. I think all the nice and scenic routes are in here on my right now. Ah, that guy was completely in my blind angle. I couldn't see him in any of the mirrors or anything, but now I can see his tail lights, and there he is. And then the trailer is by, and we can go in. The depending on where in the town I'm unloading this, because if I have to go a long distance at only 50 kilometers per hour, it might become a problem. I might need to take a rest. I need to change these interior lights from this purple haze thing to something more like a red or yellow. I don't think there's any orange that fit the paint job of the truck, but at least we repaired the truck enough at our last stop that it doesn't cut out anymore. Paris, Bordeaux. We need to get off here, dude. Let's get out of here. Big highway intersection here. A630. If anyone's ever been on that road in real life, you'd know where we are right now. I don't remember any of the road numbers, so don't really know where we are. "96 kilometers. We are really, really close now. I'm gonna go out on a dare here. I still have like 1 pixel left before it turns red. I think we can make this. It's gonna be pretty close and he's gonna start yawning and stuff like that, but I think we can make... No, we can't make it if you get in our way. Don't stay in there, dude. There we go, he's starting the yawning now. Dude, don't brake like that in front of me, please, and don't hit me. could actually just take... It just says I have to go way longer now. Why does it do that? Now we have to take a rest. I went completely the way that the GPS told me to, and now I have to go like way longer than before. Yeah, now we gotta fuel and rest. Well, nothing to do about that. Parking brake on, engine off, neutral gear, and fueling. It looked like where I came off, it wanted me to go the opposite direction, so should be a nice parking area up here if we go right, and then we should be able to fit in on one of these parking spots. We could fit in right here on the left actually. There we go. Parking brake, neutral, engine off, sleep. Ah, rain. Wipers on, parking brake off. Gonna try not to hit that truck beside us there. Ha, very close. So basically this is trying to get us in the opposite direction out here on the freeway as quickly as possible, and the route has now become 200 kilometers instead of 100. So basically if there is any way at all that we can cheat our way through and get out over and onto the other side of this fence here in the middle, that would save us a lot of time, I think. Actually, let's look at the map. So, in this intersection down here, the big one where they had lots of stuff cut off that we couldn't go through, we should have... It wanted us to take the right road, but we should actually have taken this middle one and gone southwest instead. And now we gotta go all the way up to this toll booth to turn around and then come back. Well, let's see about that. Sometimes there's openings in the middle here and we can do stuff that's obviously illegal, but it's a computer game. And you can do stuff in here that you won't ever do in real life. Actually, we'll be at the payment booth very shortly, so I don't think it's not going to be an option, and it's, I'm not going to save any time by trying to cheat here. And we might actually be able to turn around before we get to the toll booth. No, we have to go through here and then turn around in the roundabout. It's coming up. Or we could just turn around here. No one's coming either direction. The road is completely empty, so let's just turn it around. Km per hour speed limit on the bridge here. And all the way down on the on-ramp. Well, I can see why this is pretty sharp. $138. Let's go back. Up the hill. Come on. 62, 63. Come on. 64. Wow. 65. Yes. Now it's getting there. How long time do we have before we need to deliver this load? 6 hours. Wow. So we're actually in very, very good time still. I'm somehow managing to run at my absolute financial limit, because every time the interest rates on my bank loan comes in, I get into minus something. Oh, we need to get out of the siding. Don't want to be in here. I think that would only take us back the way we came. This is the way we were supposed to come down on this road, and now it's only 60 kilometers left. That's a pretty big river. I see harbors and portal cranes again. Tower cranes, also some building cranes on the left there. And now I can see the delivery point on the map. So we're off. We gotta get off here for Bordeaux Nord. Something about that hotel in there made that look distinctively French too. Move out of the way, police car. So where? Around the corner here. Down there? Yes. So as far to the left here as possible, and then in from this end. Is that a lot of wine they got stacked there? Yes, it is. Something about that with a lot of pallets of wine is actually also distinctively French. Wonder why. Country of the wine. Gotta reverse just a little bit. There we go. Parking brake, engine off. T to uncouple. Yeah, that should be a perfect delivery. Another 20,000 euro on the account. Good job. Well, that's it for me for tonight. I am actually gonna end the stream right here, because now I'm pretty tired and I need to go to bed. I don't know if there'll be any streaming for the weekend here, but at least my plan is that on Monday it will be back to the usual Motorsport Manager Monday, and we'll continue with the endurance series where we won the first Italian race on the track that's supposed to be Monza, but at least the first race of the series we won that, booked some pretty big sponsors, and we're ready for the second race. So Monday night Motorsport Manager, second race. I think that's is that Canadian Montreal something. Well, anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to press the like button and use the subscribe button and the little bell. If you're on Twitch, press the follow button. If you're on Facebook, head on over to YouTube and press the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, and thanks everyone for participating. Have a very nice night and a very good night's sleep. Bye bye.
The toy is activated, Michael.